we mentioned a lot of things. We're mentioning a lot of things in our script. We explain how sports form families out of friendships.
They play endurance.
Yeah, they form endurance.
Actually, just today we were told that Christian is always having to run around the baseball field because he always gets in trouble. So that definitely involved endurance.
Which is really ironic because he is actually the one who gave us the quote about how sports form endurance. So it was
we found out today that he always has to run.
It was really fitting that the coach came up to us and was talking and saying, yeah, that Christian's always having to run. But, we went on and we said that they form role models, and that's why we're shooting
Frank and Maddie.
Maddie,
she definitely looks up to Frank as a role model.
Don't choke. She's choking.
Sorry. Okay.
I don't see her very often, but I know when I do, she talks about him a lot. They form this relationship that means a lot to both of them. And then,
because when we told Frank today, he seemed genuinely really happy, and he was like, "Oh, she looks up to me," and we were like, "Yeah," and so it's just like it's sweet because it's good on both ends for both of them.
And so, but we're noticing as we go more through the process of shooting this video and working with sports players from our schools, that it's not just those things that we mentioned in the videos. We notice there's so many things that we can go on and on about. They give you a break, not only from school, but the stress of just life in general. We're working with a lot of seniors. They're applying for college. They're, finishing up this final stage of their life. And sports is where they get a break, and it's motivated them throughout the years to continue to do good for their future. And it's kept them out of trouble. It's kept them from making decisions that other students have made because they weren't involved in something as intense as sports. And so all around, it's just the more you get into sports and the more you are around people who play them, you realize what a positive impact it has. Like Tiffany was saying, not only on the players themselves, but the fans and then the people that the players come in contact with.
It forms a relationship that's not like any other. They're all definitely a family, whether it's the same sport or not the same sport. Everyone's connected in the same way.
And one thing that I really liked, we actually had a basketball game. Today's Wednesday, so Tuesday.
Last
night. We had a basketball game, and one of the things that I was noticing, sportsmanship. And that I don't just mean that on the court. I mean just within your daily lives. I noticed that Josh, who is one of our senior high basketball players, he had gotten knocked down. They did a really nasty foul on him, but he got up and he politely handed the ball over, did not fight, and it was just that very genuine respect.
They do that a lot, actually. I know for one instance, I was actually watching the game, and they called a really bad foul. It was awful, and the guy got pushed down, and he flew across the floor pretty much. It was awful. And the guy who ended up causing the foul, he walked over to him, and he stuck his hand out and helped him up. And then they kind of stood there, and they kind of nodded their head. And so it was obviously everything was okay from it, and they weren't mad at each other. Because it's a game.
Yeah, it's part of the game, and I feel not only at Dover, but I see at other schools too, from around our district, you see that because they have grown up competing against people who are really not so different from themselves, just come from a different location.
Best friends or family, and
yeah,
playing
or a
against
different
them.
school,
Because we're such a small town, and we're surrounded by small towns. Everyone.
Yeah,
it's a thing.
They form a relationship, and it's not just, our sports players are good sportsmen. It's other players. And so it goes to prove that it's not just, our school. It's sports in general. They teach you to, keep on going. They teach you to have a positive outlook no matter what has happened to you or how the outcomes look.